You guys, this morning I woke up and I logged my temperature in my tracker, which you've seen in my other TMI videos. So I use the natural cycles tracker, and I logged it and realized that I've been off birth control for 6 months. First of all, that time flew by like crazy. I cannot believe it's already been 6 months. But I also realized I haven't done an update here since the 4-month marker. And there have definitely been changes, when you go from taking a hormone every single day to not, there's a lot of changes that go through your body over that time. And it usually takes about 6 months to really get all of it out of your system and find your new normal. So I feel like this is a really good time to kind of give you guys a full update, what I'm doing now, some things that have happened, because not all of it's been great going off birth control, but at the end of the day, I'm so happy I did. And I think that the majority of it's good. So kind of giving you guys all the details on supplements I'm taking, what I'm using, what I'm doing, and then the changes that happen. So the biggest thing that I've learned over the course of the last 6 months really has been how amazing our bodies are as women. I think that I had no clue really what our bodies did every month and how they function, and being able to track it in the app and really be able to see the different cycles within your month is really, really cool. And I have normal periods for the first time in 2 years. When I was on birth control, I literally would go months never getting a period, which sounds nice, but again, it doesn't feel right. There's something that feels weird not getting one. And so that would be the case. Or then sometimes I'd get random spotting throughout the month, and it was so inconvenient because you're not expecting it, and then you're shoot, what do I do about this? So ever since I went off birth control, I think the first 2 months were a little bit rockier, but since then I've been to the day, right on it, starting exactly when the app tells me I'm supposed to start, which is kind of freaky. I'm oh, okay, cool. First thing every single morning, I take my temperature with the natural cycles thermometer, and then I log it in my app. I've been doing this for 6 months. I do forget to do it some days. I've tried to really make it a habit and a pattern, but even with typical use, it's 93% effective. And with perfect use, it can be 98% effective. And it's the only FDA cleared birth control app, plus it's hormone free, which I absolutely love. If you guys are looking at other ones, this is the app you should be using. It is so amazing. And I've never stuck with something besides my own app for this long, logging and tracking. And there's such a great educational component to it. So I want you guys to try it. It is awesome. I have a 20% off code for you. I'll put down below. So make sure you check it out. It is so worth it, especially if you're going off of other types of birth control. I really want you to try it. And obviously, guys, this is my experience. Everyone's different. So you got to kind of test things out and see what works for you. And then also a perfect 5 days, and then I'm done. And it's so nice. They've been really normal. I've gotten cramps I would say 3 out of the last 6 months I've had really bad cramps the first day. My body just goes into full exhaustion mode. I feel like I'm gonna pass out, so tired. And then I'm oh, my period's here. And then it's usually bad cramps first day, and then it's been kind of normal. So it's just been nice, knowing that I have that normal rhythm. I've had no weird spotting, nothing that I was dealing with while on birth control. And I feel my body is way happier. A lot of people say when you go off birth control, you lose weight, because some people think you gain weight when you go on it. So I honestly feel I've actually gained a little bit of weight, which, being a health and fitness professional, being a personal trainer, is kind of frustrating, because you feel you're supposed to or should always be right where you want to be, and and that can be overwhelming mentally. But I really just wanted to treat my body the way that it deserves to be treated and just let it be. And so we're talking a couple pounds probably, but I think that just as those hormone levels have changed and my hypothyroidism, my medication has changed, we've been trying to figure that out. It's just been a little bumpy. So I feel I'm back on track finally now, 6 months later. The weight gain started really at 2 months, and I feel 2 to 4 or 5, I was something's not right, because everything else in my life is normal. My thyroid levels are finally normal, which is a huge blessing for now. And that was the only variable. So I think we're evening out now, but it's just kind of a bumpy first 6 months figuring stuff out. But I thought it'd be fun to have Ryan come and share a little bit how he feels, because we're obviously really close and he knows me very well. And I don't know, I just think it's different from someone else's perspective, seeing if there's been changes that have happened during this time. Come on in, Rye. My bun is so tall, it doesn't even fit in frame. Hey. Come to my interview space. Okay, so yeah, I just thought it'd be fun because you know me better than anyone and you get to like see me day in, day out. And like the times that I complain about things or like want to talk about my period, I like don't feel like calling up my mom and chatting always. So Ryan gets it.
Yay.
Do you feel like there's been anything different like in the last 6 months?
No, I mean,
or, like, throughout it.
Well, I think when you first went off it, it was big struggles. Like there was just a lot of mood swings and like random stuff, and I never really noticed Katie getting moody in general. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit like around period time.
That's nice.
But no, but I don't really notice that much. But when you first went off it, it was like pretty noticeable, like pretty, like kind of a little terrifying actually, legitimately. And it was hard. I was like, I don't really know what to do with you at this point, because
there was like literally days Ryan would be like, go back on the birth control, and I was like,
yeah.
No.
I was like, you really should just go back on, because this is like pretty awful.
But I feel like I was like a zombie on it. Like, I know that sounds extreme, but like I just feel like I was kind of like indifferent in life, kind of in general. And I feel like I have more like zest for life being off. I don't know, like I have more emotions, which can be good and bad obviously, but like I think just like more like natural feelings. Yeah,
so I mean, but lately, no, I felt like you've been really great and fine, and like I haven't noticed any like serious mood swings on the regular or anything like that. So overall, I think good, and I think like you're like are looking really strong, and like
thank you.
So that's good. Yeah. So I mean, it's probably not to do with the birth control, but maybe there's been some impact.
Well, yeah, because it's like so like all your hormones are like intertwined, and then also like with my hypo, and I think, you know, for us, like being married, I didn't feel like of course if I made the decision on my own I can do that, but I felt like it was a decision for us to make together, because like it does impact like our life being off birth control. You have to be a little bit more careful about things if you're not trying to get pregnant, which is like the #1 question I've gotten since going off, is like, are you guys trying to make babies? Answer is no. Not right now. So we're trying not to make babies, but being off birth control. So that's where I felt like it had to be like kind of a joint decision. And also we were like, that's when I had so much stuff going on with my thyroid that was like so up and down the last like 1.5 years, that I think we kind of decided that, I don't know, it would be better just to let that be the only thing I was putting in my body instead of like interacting.
It's like a control experiment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you just, obviously the tracking is not foolproof, so you gotta just be very, very careful still if you don't want to have kids, which we don't right now. So we're just really careful. And you know, take that however you want to take it. You don't need details. Get it.
But the tracking is nice because it tells you like red days and green days. Red days are like, be real careful, or don't, or whatever. And the green are like, you're good to go. But just like any birth control, I think that's the craziest thing. Like, I was so paranoid always about getting pregnant, so I was like, birth control, other ways of like birth control, other forms. And I think like you start realizing like, okay, like it's not just like, oh, any moment of any day, like wow, like so easy to get pregnant. Because I have so many friends that are struggling, like that are trying to get pregnant, but I think the tracking just really helps you be more aware of all those things. But if we ever do have a kid, look how cute those cheeks are gonna be. He's got big old cheeks. I can have big cheeks too. One day maybe, you guys. All right, you guys, so I just woke up with the craziest cramps. Like, ugh, my body was in so much pain and just like achy and terrible, and I knew I was starting my period, and I totally did. So that this would be a good time to talk about like tampons and menstrual cups and things, because my last TMI video, a lot of you asked me about them, and my response at the time was like, ugh, I never want to try a menstrual cup. It seems so gross to me. I just can't get on board. But I was at that Dude Ranch thing, and if you guys follow on Instagram, if you don't, go follow, but a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So I was like at this Dude Ranch, and there was all these different like women's health companies, and one of them was a menstrual cup company. And before, I like always thought the only like negative with tampons was that like if you leave it in way too long, you can get like toxic shock syndrome. Everyone knows that. But they actually shared so many things I hadn't really thought about before. So like things like even if you're using cotton ones, when you put them in and take them out, they can cause little tears, which sounds terrible. Things like, this is so gross and like so TMI, sorry. But when you go pee and the string gets wet, and then it's like, what do you do with it? Because it's wet and you have to put your clothes back on. It's just like not fun. And I grew up using like really thick, crazy pads. Like that's like before my mom let me use tampons, I was using pads and those are just messy. Anyway, so there's women like younger than me and older than me, and there's so many of them that were like, Katie, you have to get on board with a menstrual cup. And I was still like, I don't know, it seems so gross. But I decided this month to give it a try because they said it's like the most sanitary, clean, you don't have any issues. There's like other benefits, I guess, where like you, like obviously it's super healthy. You could leave it in for a really long time depending on your flow. If it's very heavy, obviously you got to take it out. If it's a little bit lighter, like it's safe to leave it in, I guess is the point. Like as long as like you don't overflow it. And our bodies are like kind of designed, they have the space for them. So I'm gonna show you the one. This is Nixit. This is not sponsored. This is the brand that I got, and it's actually really cute. Their branding is super cool. They have like these little like bodies everywhere. Can you see that? It's like so cute. And then they have a full little diagram because that was like my biggest question was, so how do I get this inside my body? But they gave you a little tutorial. So anyway, I'm not going to show you how I'm putting it in or any of that because that's way too much TMI. No one needs that. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I got to go figure it out. But I'm giving it a try this month. So I will keep you guys posted and let you know how it goes. Maybe even later in this video, but I just wanted to let you know I'm trying it. We'll see. Oh, the other thing that you might find like as a bonus about these, again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like do it or not. I'm going to try. But they say that you can have sex when you have them because it's like a secondary barrier. So there's not, it's like you're not on your period. You know what I mean? Without too much detail. You get me? Okay. All right, so this is the picture parenting. And you can see like you get your whole little kit. You activate it, you take a DNA sample. Yes, Lizzo. And then mail it back, which is just really easy, nice steps. This is the little kit that comes inside to do all of your testing. And it's just like so simple. Okay, so they look for the 30 most common like conditions, and you can see all the genes here that they're looking at and what condition it's linked to, so you can know if you're a carrier of one of these before ever even getting pregnant. Okay, so we told you that we are not trying to get pregnant right now. Fact. Not trying to. But we're also like aware that we might want to start a family within the next couple years, and like trying to make sure that we're on top of everything and as healthy as we possibly can be, and like looking into stuff. So that dude ranch I was telling you guys about earlier, like I learned so much, but one of the things was about this genetic testing where they see if you're a carrier. So it's this picture parenting, and it's an at-home like test. It's like super scientifically based. They have counselors to go over all of like the results that you get, but you're just screened to see if you're a carrier. So you're gonna do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon and I.
Prick my finger?
No, it's not a prick. It's just a saliva. Oh, so yeah, you don't have to prick your finger. You just spit into a little test tube. But we're both gonna do it. Yeah. And just see if like we're carriers of any like diseases or like weird genes, so that we know what to like look forward to, and it helps make us better prepared if we do decide to get pregnant, right? Like, why not know? That way, like if there's something weird, maybe we can do something about it now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be really interesting, and it's just good information to have. Like, you know, we just want to, we want to make sure we can do everything right. And the more info you have, especially when you have no clue how to be a parent, if we decide to do that, probably a good idea. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, you literally have no idea. Like, how would you ever know if you're carrying one of these like mutations or a weird gene? So now we can know, and all you have to do is spit in a little cup at home. And there's not a lot you can, like, there's nothing you can do. Like, no. I mean, you can't like change that you're a carrier for that DNA, necessarily, but you know, I don't think it'll change our decision to want or not have a kid.
No,
but
it
it's just
doesn't
like,
mean like your kid's going to have anything at all.
No.
Like, and it like obviously it's like passed down from parents and stuff. So it depends. Like if I have something and Ryan does, then your kid is more likely to be a carrier for it or whatever. But like it just gives you a lot of facts to go off of, which is cool.
Like facts.
Facts. All right, you guys. So it's been a full week. Well, 5 days, I guess. That's about how long my cycle is or my period is. Using the cup, and honestly, like, I really love it. Like, it's so weird. I struggled the first couple days. Like, I was liking it and it was easier than I thought it was gonna be, but I still wasn't like sold on it, but I am so sold on it. And it's just nice. Like, I literally go the whole day and don't think about it all day. Like, don't think about it at all. Shower, and I like, this is gonna be TMI, but like, this is what this video is all about. So, the easiest place to like remove it and clean it is in the shower, just cause like naturally it's just like right there. You can get it all cleaned and taken care of, but I only have to like take it out once a day, and then I don't think about it at all the rest of the day. It's so nice. You're not dealing with like wet tampon strings and like trying to dispose of tampons and like all of that mess that goes with it. Like, I know it sounds so weird, but honestly, like, it is the best thing. I don't think I will ever go back to tampons. I'm sure I'll have them like around just for emergencies, but I'm like such a menstrual cup girl now. It's so weird. I really never thought I'd be. I don't know. It's cool though. Okay, and then I showed some of these last time, but I was gonna show you guys the supplements that I've been taking and using, especially within the first 3 months of going off birth control, just to help get all of the excess hormones out of my body, and things that really have helped just kind of keep me balanced throughout the month. Okay, so these are the main three. So the DIM active, calcium glutarate, and then glutathione, what, you got it. So those three every morning, first thing in the morning. The DIM is really, really good to help with your, as it says, hormonal balance. So I do feel like those have made a huge difference and really helped my skin stay super clear. I used to get the worst cystic acne all the time, constantly. And you wouldn't always notice it because they're those big bumps, right? It's not like big whiteheads or something. I've literally had one zit since I got my period. Like the first month I had a little breakouts, and since then, not since I got my period, since I went off birth control, but since then, like, my skin has been so much better off birth control, which I know is kind of nuts, but it's been so much better. Like, super clear. I haven't had any cystic acne. I haven't had to go get the shots, like cortisone shots. Like, it's been really nice, and I do think those supplements have helped a ton. And then the last one really is I do these little Love Wellness mood pills, just when I'm feeling kind of edgy. Like, you know when you're feeling edgy, and they really do seem to like kind of help balance my mood if I feel like my hormones are getting a little cray. All right, you guys, so that is pretty much the 6-month update of everything that's been going on, what we're doing, what I'm using, what we're trying after going off birth control. So I'll keep you in the loop, definitely, like on Instagram for sure, stories all the time. So if you're not following, go follow over there at Love Sweat Fitness, but I'll also do another TMI update here, especially after doing that genetic testing, because I feel like it's gonna be really interesting. Don't forget, there's links down below to get your discount off Natural Cycles. You guys, this app is such a game changer. Seriously, you need to try it. And everything else I'm using, all the supplements, and I'm gonna be doing a little self-care PMS giveaway on Instagram too. So make sure you guys go check that out. Comment below, let me know any questions you have so I know what to answer in the next TMI one. And I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.